In OnTrack by mbaMission, I am personally guiding you through the MBA admissions process on your time frame, on your schedule, completely on demand. If you haven't checked it out yet, I wanted to give you a glimpse into one of my favorite lessons, 3 keys to an effective optional essay. I think this lesson really gives you an idea of how granular we get in the OnTrack course. And of course, it gives you some great tips for writing an optional essay. Here it is. There are 3 key components in a persuasive optional essay, and we will discuss all of them in this lesson. They are responsibility, brevity, and change. Let's start with responsibility. What I mean by that is you must take responsibility for whatever the situation was that you need to address. Maybe you failed a particular class in college because of a lack of effort or poor time management, just a general lack of maturity. Maybe you had to deal with a disciplinary or even legal situation when you were younger because of a lapse in judgment. Or maybe you were fired from a role because your performance was lacking. Whatever your challenge may be, if it was the result of your own actions and was indeed something you could have handled differently, then it's critical that you take responsibility and acknowledge and own your behavior, no matter how long ago it was. Do not make excuses for this situation or get defensive. This will only hurt you. Simply explain what happened, take ownership, and move on. The second key is brevity. The optional essay is not a place for philosophizing or offering endless detail or trying to create a piece of dramatic or themed writing. Keep in mind, you won't be admitted to your target program based on your optional essay explanations. You'll be admitted based on the rest of your profile, your main essays, your application, your potential contributions to the business schools community, and more. So, don't belabor this essay. Use the words you need, but remember, you are basically asking for extra time and attention from the admissions committee, so keep it succinct and direct. Let's be especially clear. You don't need to use all of the word count allocated for the optional essay. If the AdCom gives you 500 words to discuss any issues that require explanation, you might find yourself addressing one matter in 150 or 200 words, and that's fine. You don't need to write to the limit. I repeat, you do not need to write to the limit. The third and arguably most important key is demonstrating change wherever appropriate. Unfortunately, this is an element that many applicants skip, but it is a crucial part of your explanation to the AdCom. Have you changed since your particular event? What actions have you taken as a result? What did you do to better the situation or yourself? Including this information is especially important if the actions you took can demonstrate your preparedness for business school. If the issue was academic nature, have you taken additional courses and performed well in them? Have you developed quantitative or analytical skills in your professional role? If the issue was more ethical or disciplinary, have you grown, learned, and reflected since that time? Indicate to the AdCom the type of individual they'd be admitting to their program now, someone who is likely very different from the person you were when the incident or issue you're explaining occurred. In the coming lessons in this module, I'll share my advice on addressing specific situations in the optional essay and some examples of how past applicants have done so. Following this lesson in OnTrack, I talk about all the reasons you may need to or want to write an optional essay, giving you tons of sample essays along the way. And of course, we don't just cover optional essays. There are carefully crafted lessons on resumes, recommendations, interviews, and 2 modules for each of the top business schools. We also start by assessing where you are in the process and serve you a personalized learning path filled with lessons on your MBA stats, MBA application timelines, brainstorming, understanding post-MBA goals, and so much more. If you're intrigued, tap the link to take our 5-minute introductory questionnaire and receive your customized learning path. Best of luck to you with your applications.